Hey YouTube, this is KidBlackWing here, and today we are going to be doing an entry for Cyberknight8610's contest. It's also a deck profile for Watt monsters. I personally really like this deck. I've been testing it out a lot, and it's actually won a number of times and only lost a few times. And those decks have been those decks that kind of counteract Watt monsters. So, let's get started with the deck profile. I don't know why that 3 hump Cuda thing is. So, 3 Watt Cobras. Um, if you don't know what Watts do, I'm going to explain it real fast. Since I only have 15 minutes with Screencast-O-Matic, which you can see the thing right here. Also, if you have Dueling Network, add me on KidBlackWing. Anyways, Watt monsters basically they have very low attack and they will basically most of them can attack your opponent's life points directly, and when they do, they activate certain effects. And I've also run like Honest and Shining Angel in here just to help me build up like swarm the field. You don't really swarm the field a lot with this deck, but if you can get 3 or 4 monsters out, like Watt Hopper, like 2 Watt Hoppers, I will explain that later. You pretty much got game. If you're in the right position. So basically, this card, Watt Cobra, I run 3 of them because it can attack your opponent directly, and when it does inflict damage, uh, you can add 1 Watt monster from your deck to your hand, which is really helpful. It's a good searcher. This one is like Watt Dragonfly is really good because when it's destroyed, either by battle or a card effect, which makes it really good, you can special summon 1 Watt monster from your deck. So if you have a Watt Grasshopper, sorry guys, I've got a lot of saliva in my mouth. Okay, so basically if you have a Watt Hopper on the field, and then this is destroyed, you summon another one, and your opponent can't really touch you. After that. So, and this deck is basically stop your opponent from attacking and just attack directly over and over again, until they're dead. And again, I'll explain Watt Hopper when I get to it in a second. 3 Watt Giraffes, it's actually really good. Um, it can attack your opponent directly when it inflicts battle damage. They can't activate spell or traps until the end phase. So if you, for example, well, I can't think of anything right now, but if you trying to pull off some sort of big play with these, and you're afraid of your opponent's like spells and traps or affect monsters, you draw a Watt Giraffe and you're like, yay! Because now just summon it, attack. If it's not negated or anything, if they are stupid enough to not negate it, then they can't really do anything for the rest of the turn. Now here's one of the best cards in this, which I believe. Watt Hopper. If you have 2 of them on the field, basically they can't select another face-up Watt monster on the field that as an attack target or target them with effects. So basically, if you have 2 of them on the field, you're basically untouchable unless you get something like Dark Hole, unless your opponent gets something like Dark Hole um, or what am I trying to say? Unless they get Dark Hole or like Black Rose Dragon. Sorry, this video is really hard to listen to. This is the basically the tuner in this thing, and the effect is kind of a little bonus, but it doesn't really matter because most Watt monsters attack by directly anyways. I think it's the only Watt tuner, but it doesn't really matter because it's a level 3, and what it can with Watt Cobra, it can summon Watt Hydra or Watt Chimera uh like a Watt Hopper and a Dragonfly. I don't think you're really gonna be summoning Watt Hydra that much. I mean Watt Chimera that much because it's kind of hard to summon because like the only ways to get it out in this deck are to get rid of a Watt Lemur and a Watt Hopper, and then that. But I'm getting too off topic. So next card is Watt Pheasant. Um, this card can attack your opponent directly. Use this to inflict battle damage. You can select one face-up monster on the field and remove it from play until the end phase of this turn. Pretty useful. Well, not that useful. I mean, if you have like, if you want to, if you run like other cards that aren't related to Watts that don't like attack your opponent directly when they attack, then it's pretty useful. You can run more than one if you're doing that. But I just run one because I like running when I run like one archetype. I normally run like purely that archetype, unless it's like a supporter cards. But yeah, let's move on. This card, Watt Lemur. This card is destroyed by battle or by your opponent's card, either by battle or card effect. They can't conduct their battle phase. Really helpful if you know next turn, but really helpful if you are in a tight pinch and you get this. It can stall your opponent for another turn, and yeah. So one honest. I run two of them. Not honest. Watt Lemur. You can't run two honest. Indicated by that little one right there. Well, honest, I think everyone knows what honest does, but I'm gonna explain it anyways. They attack, and you discard honest, and when yeah, I'm not gonna explain it because it's kind of hard to explain, even though. And anyways, if you're watching this, you should know what honest does. If not, you can look it up on your own. I'm not gonna explain it when the main theme of this deck is Watts. I'm not going to. Shining Angel. When this card is sent from the graveyard, but when this card is sent to the graveyard by battle, you can special summon one light monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck in face-up attack position. Very helpful if you already have a Watt Hopper in the field. Again, I'm referring to the Watt Hopper a lot just because it is a really good card. I'm not even, wow, I'm 7 minutes in and I'm not even at the spells and traps. But, yeah, I believe they're all under 1500, so that's nice. Or you can summon another Shining Angel if you are in, like, a pinch. Or honest if you really need to and you're, like, that, you know, vulnerable to attacks. Yeah. So I run a now for the spells. I run a recycling battery. Basically adds two thunder type monsters with 1500 or less attack from your graveyard to your hand. And I just read the effect even though I said basically. So yeah, this is a good card because all of them are under 1500. So if you have a Watt Hopper and you haven't special summoned this turn, normal summon this turn, you activate this, get a Watt Hopper back to your hand, and then summon it, and then boom, you're got a solid defense. Smashing Ground, it's kind of self-explanatory. I only run one because I think runs all that's needed. Two Messenger apiece. Basically, what this does, you have to pay 100 life points each turn, but neither player can declare attack with monsters with 1500 or more attack, which isn't a problem for you, but for them, it might be a problem. Plus, another plus to this deck is that you can't get bottomless, just because there is no monster with 1500 or more attack in this deck at all, unless you're talking about the Synchros. Actually, Watt Chimera has 1400. The only one with 1500 is Watt Hydra, but anyways, two MSTs just to destroy your cards, just not your cards, your opponent's cards, just in case they need to. Heavy Storm, just because it's a good card. There's not really much to say about Heavy Storm. It's a good card. You should run it in almost every deck. Actually, I'm wrong. Sometimes you really cannot run it, but two-potted dualities because you tend to special summon in your opponent's turn, and like with Watt Cobra, you just search from your deck to your hand. That's not special summoning. With Watt Giraffe, that has nothing to do with it. And yeah, there's really no card in here that special summons during your turn. It's mainly just in your opponent's battle phase, because when they destroy a card like Watt Dragonfly, then you get another card, but it's not your turn, so Watt Pot of Duality wouldn't be affected. Monster Reborn, just again, I'm gonna refer to Grasshopper, a Hopper, whatever. You um, have a Watt Hopper on the field, Monster Reborn, another one, and boom, you've got two Watt Hoppers, and a solid defense. So 3 Judgment. Now for the traps. 3 Judgment of Thunders. Just for just for when you summon a monster that's Thunder type, destroy one card your opponent controls. Really good. Unfortunately, you can't do it on like the first turn you have a card, but you don't really need to. 2 Bottomlesses. Again, Bottomless doesn't work on you unless you're summoning a Watt Hydra. And yeah, I don't really have to explain the traps because they're pretty easy. 2 Dark Bribes. I run 2 instead of 1 because I know most people just like to run 1, but I still don't get the picture, but that doesn't really matter. I'm almost positive that's a different picture from the OCG, but I'm getting off topic. Just negate a smaller trap that would destroy like your Watt Hoppers or something, like a Dark Hole, and that's why I run 2. It's because just Watt Hopper, because I honestly believe Watt Hopper is the best card in this whole thingamajig deck, whatchamacallit, whatever. So I'm gonna skip Threatening Roar for now. 1 Mirror Force, just because, it's Mirror Force. Why do you need to explain it? Not three, 2 Threatening Roars just to, stall your opponent out. And, also later I will be doing a, video of me playing with this deck, so you can see how good it is. So click, like, this, WattchaDoing. I just named it WattchaDoing because I thought it was clever, but, actually I need to save this deck. Alright, yeah. And then the Watt Chimera, basically what it does, you need a Watt tuner, which is the only tuner you have, so it doesn't really matter. This card can attack your opponent's life points directly. When this card inflicts battle damage, your opponent place 1 random card from your opponent's deck to their hand. So it's actually a really good card if you can actually get it out, because it's kind of hard to get it out. But if you want to run like another level 3 Watt monster, that's here. Let me look up really fast. I'm almost out of time, but let me look up really fast the Watt monsters and see if there's a... Yeah, if you want to run like Watt Bix, which isn't a good barracks or whatever, which isn't a very good card, but if you want to run it just because you need to summon Watt Chimera in this deck, which I don't know why you would need to, but Watt Kid, yay, Watt Kid. He's on Judgment of Thunder or whatever. I think that's the OCG thing of Watt Cancel, but I'll talk about those later if we have time. So Watt Hydra, that can attack your opponent's life points directly. I actually have this card, and I want to build Watts, but I want to build windups a little more, and gadgets. So, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by direct attack, choose 1 card in your deck and remove it from play. It's basically Gold Sarcophagus, or like whatever that one card was that I can't remember right now. Ooh, I kind of tugged on my microphone wire. So yeah, we're about out of time. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Cyberknight, I hope you especially enjoyed it, because I'm just gonna tell you the reason why I want to win really badly, real fast. Just because my brother wants a Photon Shockwave for Christmas, and it'd be awesome if we won, because we could actually do a pack opening battle for it, and I know it would make him the most happy kid in the world, and I really care about my brother, so it's really important to me. So that's why I'm giving it my all when I do this deck profile. So I do have a Photon Shockwave booster box, but it's an empty one because I got it at the locals, and I just got the box and didn't get the packs because I asked for them. But anyways, we're out of time, so bye bye.